So next I want to talk about the vegetarian diet. It's quite popular these days amongst people who are trying to improve their health and are also morally conscious of the lives of animals on this planet. From that perspective, it is very good. I admire everyone that is a vegetarian, the fact that they are thinking of animals and their perspective. And from that perspective, that's fine. From an actual optimal health perspective, the vegetarian diet isn't very good because there are a number of vitamins and minerals that we obtain from meat in our diet which cannot be obtained if you are eating a vegetarian diet. One of the other problems with a vegetarian diet is a lot of people end up eating a lot of processed carbohydrates like breads, crackers, cookies, and rice, and none of those things are good for your health. So if you are going to be eating a vegetarian diet and want to have a healthy and optimal nutrition, you're going to still want to lower those processed carbohydrates, really maximize the actual vegetable part of the vegetarian diet, and then still get fat from coconut oil, or if you're okay with fish oils, getting those sort of fish and fish meat. And really, you still, if you want to be healthy on a vegetarian diet, you're going to still want to limit as much sugar and processed carbohydrates as you can, as well as processed vegetable oil. So I actually, when I was first on my journey of nutritional experimentation, I would say I first started off with vegetarian because it was commonly thought that vegetarian diet is the best way to go for good health and optimal nutrition. So I experimented with it for a few weeks, a few months, just to see what it was like. And I got some decent results at first, but then I noticed I had low energy, I wasn't feeling as good, and I started craving meat. As well, when I was trying to eat a lot of beans, which is the staple for many vegetarians in order to get the required protein that you need for optimal nutrition, my body did not react well to beans. I'm very intolerant of beans, and when I eat them, I get terrible gas, and I get an upset stomach, and my bowel movements are not very good. So I cannot be eating beans, and that's very critical if you want to be have an effective vegetarian diet. So for me, a vegetarian diet doesn't work. Some people might be able to do vegetarian and do well, but they're going to have to take multivitamins and really focus on the nutrients that they're going to be neglected in that they would otherwise obtain from meat sources. So you can be on a vegetarian diet and have optimal nutrition, except it is very difficult, and many people go very wrong on a vegetarian diet because they think as long as they're not eating meat, they're going to be healthy, and start eating a whole bunch of processed carbohydrates and chips and pita bread and all these things, and none of those are good for you. So you still want to avoid those things. If anything, you want to have a paleo vegetarian style diet, which is somewhat difficult to maintain in the long run. I know many vegetarians that have gone for several years and will have breakdown periods because there's a part of your brain that says, I need meat, and at some point it might take 5 or 10 years, and your health may begin to deteriorate over that period of time, but eventually you're going to need that. And so you could be vegetarian from a moral perspective, and all to you for doing that, but from an actual optimal nutrition perspective, vegetarian is probably not the way to go because it's very difficult and not very sustainable in the long run. So that's my take on the vegetarian diet in a nutshell.